Esangbedo. This word Esangbedo that was later modified to Esangbedo and Edogbesan. In reality, there is nothing like Esangbedo and Edogbesan. Until recently that people decided to modify this word Esangbedo from Esangbedo to Esangbedo Edogbesan. And the most people, or rather ethnic group that was promoting this, Edogbesan Esangbedo, it was the Edo people, known as Edo Benin. They were the one promoting it. But in reality, it was originally Esangbedo, which means Esan has beaten Benin. If you want to translate it properly, Esan has beaten the Edo people, which is aka Benin, what people know as Benin. If you translate it again, it means modify it again, means Esan has defeated Benin. If you use the language of war or WAR, it means Esan has defeated Benin or Edo in the battlefield. The origin of this word is date back to late 15th to 16th century. When the Oba Ozolo of Benin, who resided, who ran, or call it fled to Owan zone as a prince named Upame. He resided, he got married to, I think, Owan lady. He spent time there until he was accompanied by the Owan warriors back to Benin to regain, his position, as the head prince. So when he became the Oba of Benin, which is our name popularly known as Oba Zoba, he sent in late 15th century, which is early 16th century, he sent a peace message to Esan land. In that peace treaty, he demanded that the Esan king, Esan as a whole, pays tributes, homage to him, which was surprising. It was surprising. He demanded that the Esan king, the entire Esan, pays tributes to the Benin, to his throne, which some vast majority of Esan traditional rulers, which is Esan king, known as Onoje, refused. Then His Royal Majesty, the Onoje Agba, was the ruler of the Uromi kingdom. So he sent the emissaries, the Esan declined, and in some oral history, though some of the emissaries that he sent was brutally, unalived by, the Esan warrior. So in that message, in those days, whenever you want to send a peaceful message, even if it's not peaceful, the person will add native chalk, which is white native chalk, accompanying it. Sending that native chalk to that community means you are sending a peace, whereas it's not a peaceful, invitation. So, according to some oral, perspective or narration of this, Oba Ozola Benin and Esan war, is that there was a gold that was detected in Esan land, and then the Oba Ozola of Benin, which the Benin know as their Oba of war, which is the king of war, wanted to conquer, to gain possession on those gold that was discovered in Esan land. So that was another, perspective of oral perspective of that history, that version of the history. Let me put it that way. So when Oba Ozola found that the Esan Onojes in Esan refused his offer, he decided to invade Esan land. He invaded Esan land. He wanted to, he embarked on the mission of conquest to conquer Esan territory. So when Oba Ozola invaded Esan land, the people, the kingdom that were under attack that period, Ekpoma was under attack, Uzea was under attack. Let me put it, the people, some of the vast majority of the Esan kingdom were under attack by Oba Ozola. But in reality, it was not all Esan kingdom that participated in that war. I want to be clear. Had it been that it was all Esan kingdom that participated in that war, the Esan would have defeated, the Benin in no less than 30 minutes. Because there were other formidable Esan kingdom at that time. So, the Oba Ozola embarked on on a mission of conquest to conquer those kingdoms, conquer Esan land. He embarked on it, invaded Esan land in other words. He went, the battle began, they fought until he approached Uzea. Already, as at that time, the Onoje of Uzea, sent a message, what I call distress message, to the Onoje of Uromi, which we know as the Esan god of war, called His Royal Majesty, the Onoje Agba the Great. And Onoje Agba already mobilized, strategized, prepared his warriors. So, Oba Ozola marched with his troops down to Uzea, and there was a heavy fight between the Benin and Uzea. Sadly, the Uzea fell. As Uzea was going down, the Onoje Agba, according to the oral history, surrounded declare a war, wage a war, an emergency war on the Benin, on the Oba Ozola, which is the Benin monarch led by Oba Ozola. Onoje Agba declared an emergency war on Oba Ozola. As they were fighting, the Benin monarch couldn't stand the pressure, the strength of His Royal Majesty, the great, I call it the great Agba Noje of Esan land. So Oba Ozola was unalived by Onoje Agba. As he was unalived by Onoje Agba, his head was cut off his head was, taken off, sadly. And the Esan people, as then, according to the oral history, they were rejoicing. Even those that were documented, they were rejoicing and chanting, chanting Esangbedo, 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 which means Esan has beaten Benin. Esan has, if I say to ball, yeah, in Esan, I mean beating. But if you use it in a word tense, it means defeated. Has defeated the Benin, has defeated the Edo. Because what we know them, we don't know them as Benin, we know them as Edo. I want to clear this fact so that my Esan people can understand. We don't call them, you come to Esan land, they will ask where you are from, you say you are from Benin, they'll call you Obiedo. As an Edo person, they call you Edo, Obiedo. That means they were busy chanting, Esan has defeated Benin, Esangbedo, Esangbedo, Esangbedo. At that period, at that point in time, the children that were born in that period, most of them carried this name, were given this name, Esangbedo. Now, after that war, the Benin needed to perform the ritual rites to bury, Oba Ozolwa. So they embark on a peace mission with Esan people, demanded for the body, the head or rather the body of the deceased Oba Ozolwa. So we, the Esan people, decided to hand the disease body to them. So after they also the Benin were afraid. So the Benins were afraid that the Esan might come back to conquer them, because in reality, history proved it right that whenever a city king of a community or a kingdom is being subdued and unalive, the kingdom now becomes subject to that kingdom that unalive their king. So they were afraid. And in reality, Esan were not having the intention of marching to Benin to take over the Benin kingdom. They were simply defending their territory. So they decided to embark on a peace treaty with Esan, in late 16th century. So during the peace treaty, they used the word the epoch leaf. I call it epoch leaf, what we know in this as Okimi leaf, with other things to perform the ritual. From that period, the Esan people said, okay, we will no longer attack you again. I believe after that period, the Benin that word now metamorphosed, which is we will no longer Esangbedo, which means we will not fight you again, just for them to feel comfortable that Esan people has, pardoned what transpired, had decided to forget what transpired. So Esan said, okay, Mayegbedo, that means we will no longer beat Benin again. That is what it means, Esangbedo. So later, a lot of people, some musicians, some people now rebranded it. The Benin people now, Edo people now later rebranded it from Edo Igbesan, Esangbedo. But in reality, the proper word is Esangbedo. The original word is Esangbedo, meaning Esan has defeated the Benin in word tense. But if you provide it to Esan language, it means proper normal Esan language we use. It means Esan has beaten the Edo people. So whenever you hear this word, Esangbedo, Edo Igbesan, just let your mind take you back to the history where Oba Ozolwa embarked on a suicide mission. I call it suicide mission, to invade Esan land for no just cause. He wanted his fellow kings to pay homage to him. So we should only have this history in our mind. Those who come to always want to colonize you will always come. We always try till date to always colonize you. To my Esan brothers and sisters that are watching, that watch this video, you also have it in mind. The way you are scared, say, Oyibo will come colonize you, Oyibo they try to do like this. You have to know those who tried before to capture you is still in their dictionary to do it. It's just that they haven't gotten the found a possible way to do it, or rather a solution to that. It's still in their dictionary. Have it in mind, and always stay blessed and stay, always be careful. Okay, so please share this video, like and share. But for peace terms, it was modified to Esangbedo by some people and Edo Besan. See you in the comment section.